Take a look around you. You're sharing the world with a group of killers whose lethal nature is matched only by their beauty. They're high-tech assassins, deadly to man and beast alike. And they're amongst the most terrifying creatures on Earth. Prepare to enter the death zone of secret nature, where your only chance of survival is to learn the snake's secrets. Snakes, the deadliest assassins imaginable. There are 2,700 species alive today, and all are efficient killers. Their victims smothered to death, or injected with venom so potent it can kill a man in minutes. They bite 1 million people each year, and 100,000 die. They're terrifying, and they're here to stay. Snakes can be found all over the world. They've adapted to every habitat but the poles, where it's simply too cold. Evolution is driven in part by an animal's surroundings. So snakes the world over match their size, shape and colour to suit the conditions they live in. It's a process known as convergent evolution. Look at this boomslang and green mamba. Both have evolved in rainforest canopies to have long, slender green bodies, large eyes, and fast-acting venom. Killing prey quickly is essential in the treetops, where it can easily escape. Snakes are most varied in tropical forests because there's a wide range of food and a constant, favourable climate. Under these conditions, they've become specialists. This one, for example, feeds mainly on frogs' eggs. But despite popular belief, snakes are rarely found in large numbers here. Most live solitary lives. Temperate forest is a poor snake habitat. Snakes need sun to keep warm. The cool climate means species like the gaboon viper and European adder survive by concentrating around sunny clearing. Desert covers 30% of the Earth's surface. Conditions here are near perfect for snakes. More species can be found in the desert than anywhere else, and more of them. At first sight, you might think the desert lacks the prey necessary for snakes to survive. But being reptiles, snakes are cold-blooded. They don't use food to produce body heat, just the heat of the sun. That means they can survive on 1/5 of the food other creatures require. They can last as long as 3 years without feeding, and while you or I would quickly die from dehydration, in the desert, a snake's scales prevent the loss of water. Swamps and marshes are common the world over, and are a favoured habitat for snakes. With frogs and fish in abundance, food is plentiful and readily available. Grasslands cover 1/4 of the Earth's surface. Here, prey suitable for snakes are few and far between, and predators like this secretary bird are common. The few snakes that do live here tend to eat a wide variety of food, and are found in other habitats too. With oceans covering 70% of the Earth's surface, it's little surprise that snakes have even invaded the seas. But being cold-blooded, aquatic snakes are confined to tropical seas where the water's warm and fish shoal around coral reefs. It may sound surprising, but today we're most likely to come across snakes where humans can be found. Mice and rats ideal snake food, are encouraged by the rubbish we create and the food we grow. Inevitably, when snakes and man collide, it's the snakes that lose out. Snakes evolved from lizard-like ancestors 130 million years ago. They're latecomers in the reptile world, and because of that, they're superbly adapted to life on Earth. This monitor lizard displays many of the physical traits snakes have lost along the road of evolution. Eyelids that blink. Snakes lack eyelids. Instead, their eyes are protected by a modified scale called the spectacle. It's replaced every time the snake sheds its skin. Another difference between snakes and lizards. Snakes have no external ears. Instead, they pick up sounds as vibrations in their lower jaw bones. But hang on, surely snakes can hear. We've all seen footage of snake charmers playing music to enchanted serpents. The truth is, the cobra is being mesmerized by the movement of the instrument. And there's little risk of the snake charmer being bitten either, as they traditionally sew the snake's lips shut. Of course, the other difference between lizards and snakes is that lizards have powerful legs. So how and why did snakes lose their legs? And how can we be sure their ancestors possessed such seemingly essential tools? We can get an idea of snake evolution by looking at their modern-day cousins. Some lizards seem caught midway to becoming snakes. This Australian blue-tongued skink has legs that can hardly support its own body. And the burrowing skink seems even closer to a snake. So snake-like are these lizards that perhaps their bodies are adapting to the same pressure that drove the evolution of true snakes. One of the most popular theories of snake evolution is that their bodies were initially designed for burrowing. Once underground, snakes no longer needed eyes, so they became blind, and legs would have hindered their movements. They only emerged and developed their unique eyes once small mammals had evolved topside as food. So if small legs are an advantage when burrowing, maybe having no legs is even better. One creature that hints at this next stage in the snake's evolution is the European slowworm. It's a lizard in every way except one. It has no visible legs. Even so, beneath its skin, its skeleton retains remnants of the limbs its ancestors shed. But this must be the ultimate in snake-like lizards. It's a worm lizard, or amphibian, and it's found all over southern Europe. The ancient Greeks believed them to be deadly poisonous, but in fact, they're harmless, burrowing, legless lizards. This, on the other hand, is a true snake, a python, and we can prove its ancestors had limbs. The clue lies towards the end of its tail. Pythons have what's known as a vestigial or remnant claw on either side of their body. You can see the claw here on the skeleton, attached to the snake's pelvis. Male pythons use their claws to stimulate their mates during courtship. You might think that lacking limbs would be a disadvantage when it comes to moving. But as this 17-foot python shows, snakes can reach the parts other reptiles can't reach. The design of their skeleton is crucial. Snakes have around 400 pairs of ribs. Look closely. The bulges on these ribs show where the bones were broken while the snake was still alive. With so many ribs, snakes can afford to crack one or two. Without this magnificent skeleton, snakes wouldn't be able to move with such grace. Uniquely, snakes' ribs can rotate where they join the backbone and are connected by specialized muscles, allowing their bodies to bend and coil in every direction. Considering the range of habitats in which they're found, it's obvious that being legless isn't a disadvantage to snakes. In fact, it's the opposite. Snakes can even change the way they move according to their size and the surface on which they're found. And it's all thanks to the unique arrangement of their muscles and ribs. It's a body form that's allowed snakes to specialize. They can even climb vertically up and down, a skill even the greatest human climber could never match. Vipers and rattlesnakes are the ultimate specialists. Using a corkscrew style of motion, they sidewind over the burning desert sands. By keeping only 2 points of their body in contact with the ground at any one time, they avoid overheating. This is the horned rattlesnake of North America. And snakes can be fast. The hissing sand snake is one of the fastest. Notable for neither living in sand nor hissing, it can travel up to 11 kilometers an hour in pursuit of prey or avoidance of predators. But don't panic. It's unlikely that any snake could chase and catch up with you. And snakes are expert swimmers, remaining submerged for up to an hour at a time. Known as anguilliform motion, snakes swim in exactly the same way as they slither over land, bending their body in an S shape that travels from head to tail, pushing the water behind it. It's all thanks to their unique muscles and ribs. But there's another way for snakes to move that instead relies on the gripping action of their scales. As the scales of this puff adder grip the forest floor, muscles contract to pull its body forward. The snake moves with a concertina-like motion. It's only possible because the belly scales overlap in all directions except behind them. The scales stick into the ground like the ridges on a tank's tracks. Scales aren't just used for moving. They also show off a snake's true colors. If you're deadly venomous, it's best for creatures to steer clear. So to avoid predators, many deadly snakes display brightly colored warnings. The American coral snake advertises its status as a killer with bands of yellow, red, and black. Using bright colors to advertise that you're deadly is a trick other species have evolved to exploit. King snakes are non-venomous, so in defense they've evolved to look like their deadly cousin, the coral snake. Even to a snake expert, they can be hard to tell apart. So remember this, it could save your life. Red and yellow, kill a fellow. Red and black, venom lack. But which of these is the deadly snake? Red next to black. This is a harmless scarlet king snake. Red next to yellow, this American coral snake is worth staying clear of. Most king snakes, this is the Mexican king snake, specialize in killing and eating other snakes, but they gain protection from their markings. This Californian king snake lacks the red bands altogether, but its striped pattern may still afford some protection. The snake world is full of colour. Their bodies display a vast array of patterns. But the scales themselves are clear. It's the layer of skin beneath that contains the pigment. This is important, as it allows snakes to shed their skin without losing their markings. Scales are so important to a snake's looks that they're polished clean and shiny with special oils secreted from a snake's nose. Many snakes rely on colour to hide them from predators or prey. This European adder's body is a perfect match to the surrounding bracken. The dappled forest floor matches this puff adder's patterning, keeping the snake perfectly hidden. If you're lucky, it'll move off as you approach. Lacking ears, it detects the vibrations of your feet through its jawbone. It's just as well it does. Puff adders have one of the most potent venoms of all snakes. Here's another disappearing act. A gaboon viper melts into the African forest floor. It not only hides it from enemies, but also from prey as it lies in wait. So watch your step. Its flat triangular head contains some of the largest venom sacs of any species. Snakes take on many guises. If you're a tree climber and hunt in the canopy, then it pays to look like a tree, and this green mamba is extremely good at that. Snakes may be deadly, but they're also vulnerable to attack. They've devised many devious methods of defense. We've already met those that use camouflage. Those that warn of their deadly nature with bright colors. And those that just pretend to be deadly. But there are other means of avoiding attack. Some snakes, like this grass snake, play dead to fool their enemies. To add to the effect, it smells as if it's rotting, releasing a foul-smelling ooze from glands near the tip of its tail. Coming back to life only when danger has passed. Others try to appear larger than life, a trick perfected by the cobra. It can enlarge its neck by contracting muscles between specially elongated ribs. The expanded hood is a deterrent to any would-be predator. But some cobras have another unique method of defense, They can spit deadly venom with great accuracy, straight into the eyes of their enemies. It's the same venom they use to bite. At high speed and in a fine spray, this venom can travel 12 feet. So how's it done? The spitting cobra's skull is greatly modified. Hollow fangs are fixed in place at the front of the mouth and are relatively small and round. The salivary glands that produce the venom are completely enclosed and surrounded by strong muscles. By contracting these muscles, the venom is forced down the fangs and out through forward-facing holes at their tips. The spit is given even more momentum by the cobra rearing its head. It's like taking a run-up before throwing a ball. The height and high angle also allows the venom to travel further and makes it more likely to strike its enemy in the eyes, where it causes instant and intense pain and can even blind. While opening its mouth, the cobra exposes a feature common to all snakes, a tube-like device called the glottis. This acts like a diver's snorkel, enabling the cobra to continue to breathe even when swallowing large prey. Then there are the snakes that ward off intruders by making a noise. Few people need to be told what species makes this sound. Every time a rattlesnake sheds its skin, the last scales at the end of its tail fail to fall away and are added to the rattle. The scales fit loosely together, so when shaken produce the characteristic noise. The rattle also serves to draw the attention of predators or prey away from the snake's venom-loaded head. Like all snakes, rattlers won't bite unless provoked. It costs them too much energy to waste their venom. But if you hear this noise, you know it's a warning to stay away. So effective is the rattlesnake's defense that the trick has been copied by many other species. And if you heard this sound, would you take the time to look closely? The creature making this rattle is a gopher snake. Not only does it look similar to a rattler, it does a very good impersonation too. But lacking a rattle, it uses its voice, hissing the sound while wiggling the end of its tail against rocks for added effect. Besides being an effective defense, camouflage is essential in allowing snakes to get close enough to kill their prey. Thanks to the unique arrangement of their muscles and ribs, snakes are primed to kill in two distinct ways. First, the strike. Let's see that again. It's estimated that worldwide 100,000 people die each year from snake bites. Figures are greatest in the tropics, where barefooted workers stumble across sleeping or slow-moving snakes. In an instant, the mouse is pumped full of venom. Let's see it again in slow motion. Our camera runs at 25 frames per second. So this strike takes just over 1/25th of a second. Of the 700 species of snake that use venom to kill their prey, 2/3 can be deadly to man. Many people are terrified of a snake's forked tongue, but in fact, it's quite harmless. The tongue is used for smelling the surroundings, sampling the air, and relaying scent molecules to a specialized area in the roof of the mouth, called the Jacobson's organ. But it's the snake's venom-injecting fangs that do the damage. This is the skull of a rattlesnake. Like all vipers, its fangs are not only positioned in the front of the mouth, but they're hinged and can be folded along the jawline when not in use. And there's a row of smaller teeth behind the fangs that hold prey tight while the venom's injected. Snakes primarily use two types of venom. Rattlesnakes and vipers like this puff adder use a hemotoxin. This breaks down the tissues and blood vessels of the prey, killing it through internal bleeding. Other species like this green mamba inject neurotoxins. These paralyze the prey by affecting the nervous system, preventing the victims from breathing. Cobras also use neurotoxins, and as we've seen, unlike vipers, their fangs are fixed in the front of their mouth to spray their enemies. Whatever the type, most venom is no more than modified saliva injected through modified fangs built like a hypodermic syringe. And fangs can be huge. This gaboon viper has the longest of any snake, reaching a massive 5 centimeters. They're long enough to stab through a man's arm. It's deadly, and victims rarely make it to the doctor. This may look like a harmless tree snake, but in fact, it's the deadly African boomslang. The boomslang has 4 fangs in the back of its jaw, 2 sets. One set can replace old, damaged or worn-out fangs over the snake's lifetime. These fangs aren't hollow syringes. Instead, venom travels down grooves on their surface into bite marks in the prey's flesh. It produces a highly potent venom that can be fatal to man and is one of the deadliest of the rear-fanged snakes. The boomslang has large eyes to hunt lizards, birds and mammals, but it's not easy to deliver venom with teeth at the back of the mouth. So prey like this chameleon will be bitten repeatedly to open up the wound and maximize the amount of venom entering the body. If there are advantages to having a long, limbless body, there are snags too. Swallowing food is one. Snakes have no chewing teeth, so must swallow their prey whole. Prey that is often larger than their own mouth. So how do they do it? Their heads literally go to pieces as they eat. As this puff adder shows, snakes have an additional bone and hinge-like joint in their chin. It allows their jaws to dislocate, so large prey items can be swallowed. This African vine snake shows how, having dislocated its jaws, prey like this chameleon is then drawn into the stomach by contractions of the body muscles. One group of snakes is so good at spreading its jaws that it's become specialized to eat eggs and nothing else. They're known as Dasypeltis, or the egg-eating snakes. They live in regions of tropical Africa where ground-nesting birds lay their eggs all year round, so there's never a shortage of food. Like all snakes, it's able to dislocate its jaw while muscles force the egg into its body. Once inside, the egg comes into contact with a series of bony spikes unique to this species, downward-pointing extensions of the snake's own backbone. By wriggling its body, the spikes are used to crack the egg, and the contents slide into the snake's long gut. All that remains is for the snake to dispose of the packaging, and the indigestible eggshell is regurgitated. A valve at the back of the mouth ensures that the egg's contents are not regurgitated with the shell. It's a perfect way to feed. A high-protein diet, nothing lost or spilled, and the waste matter neatly disposed of. Eggs must be one of the best sources of food for any snake. But there is an even better snake diet. Some snakes, this African file snake is one, eat other snakes, like this smaller green bush snake, and nothing else. It's really surprising there aren't more species that live like this. After all, a smaller snake is the perfectly packaged meal. The file snake's stomach runs the whole length of its body, and the prey fits inside beautifully, with no awkward protrusions like legs to get in the way. A special enzyme in the blood of snake-eating snakes protects them from deadly venom ingested with their prey. It's a chemical that may one day protect people too. We've seen snakes that strike at their prey. Now, meet the constrictors. This African beak snake is one. Contrary to popular belief, constrictors don't crush their prey. Instead, it's held so tightly that it can no longer breathe. This mouse will suffocate to death. Here's another attack. A python constricts a rat. The lifeless rat is moved into position, and the snake gears up to swallow its meal whole. As always, the rat will be turned head first before entering the snake's stomach, to prevent the rat's legs from getting caught in the snake's throat. Again, the jawbones come apart. The rat is swallowed whole, and there's no need for chewing. All snakes are good swimmers. It's a classic example of the versatility of a body design that can adapt to any environment. And some, like this grass snake, even hunt fish. This time it has no luck hunting minnows in the shallows. The fish are just too fast. Perhaps it will have more success catching frogs at the water's edge. Due to the wide range of ecological niches available, there's a huge diversity of highly specialized snakes living in tropical jungles. This one, for example, feeds almost exclusively on the eggs of frogs, laid on leaves that overhang fast-flowing rivers. The frogs will return to lay more and more eggs on successive nights, so even if the snake has a large appetite, there will always be plenty of food. Snakes' stick-like bodies make them ideal predators on the ground and in the trees. African weaver birds build nests that hang from the tips of branches. Their tunnel-like entrances baffle most predators, but not a specialist tree dweller like this adult boomslang. Its flexible body allows it to move with ease through the tangled branches. The weavers are helpless in the face of such a ruthless killer. Thanks again to the unique arrangement of its muscles and ribs, the snake can make its body as rigid as a metal rod to span the gaps between branches. Snakes are all potent killing machines from which few creatures are safe. But in reality, snakes spend less time killing than any other predator. Being cold-blooded, snakes waste no energy in keeping warm. A little food can go a long way. One meal swallowed whole with next to no waste can last them several months. But being cold-blooded has its drawbacks. Unable to generate their own body heat, snakes must take on the temperature of their surroundings, but they can't afford to become too hot or too cold. These prairie rattlesnakes are soaking up the last of the autumn sun before entering their winter hibernation. They overwinter in traditional dens like this cave that may have been used for hundreds of years and by countless generations. Many of these snakes will have migrated from miles away before winter sets in. It's a real-life snake pit and a scene few horror films could match. The snakes will remain in the den until the spring warmth tells them winter has passed. And the first thing they will do on emerging is shed their skin. All snakes, this is a European grass snake, regularly shed their skin as they grow. Known as sloughing, the first sign is clouding over of the spectacle that covers the eyes. The skin then splits along the upper lip, and the face lifts away. The head emerges first, bright, shiny, and new. The discarded helmet of skin, complete with eye goggles, is set aside. Now the rest can be pulled off. By shedding their skin, snakes repair damage, remove parasites, and make space for their bodies to grow. Like all animals, snakes must compete for a mate. This is the so-called adder dance. But far from being a true dance, it's really a form of ritualized combat between males competing for a mate. It's courtship, adder style. And there's definitely a female nearby. The snake that reaches its head up the highest for longest is the strongest and will win the right to mate. This may have originated as a fight to the death, but over millions of years of evolution, display has displaced combat, and they'll never lay a fang on each other. At the end of the contest, the strongest male will have established his dominance and will pass his genes on to the next generation. And as female snakes can store sperm for 5 years before fertilizing their eggs, the male that mates is sure to win out. He rubs his body against the female, a form of snake foreplay. She's much less vividly marked than the male. For her, the need for camouflage far outweighs the need to impress. She's also bigger, and with good reason. She'll carry up to 10 little adders inside her body. Adders are unusual amongst snakes. There are very few that give birth to live young. Most snakes, like this grass snake, lay eggs, and their ancestors were doing so long before the birds. The grass snake has found a warm, deep compost heap in which to lay her eggs. Once she's laid them, she'll play no further role in their development. Very few snakes show any form of parental care of their offspring. Even so, to give her young the best possible start in life, she's incubated the eggs inside her. As a result, the embryo within the egg is a long way towards being developed before it's laid. She'll lay as many as 40 eggs deep within the warmth of this compost heap before leaving them to take their chances. It's now 5 days since the eggs were laid. The coils of the snake's body are clearly visible, and its eyes are already fully developed. Look closely, and you can see its heart beating strongly. The head of the little grass snake is also starting to take shape. Now you can see an important difference between a bird and a snake's egg. A bird's chick develops attached to the yolk and outside it. Snakes actually grow within the yolk itself. Here you can see the head at 2 weeks after the egg was laid. 3 weeks now, and looking more snake-like every day. Incredibly, rudimentary legs can be seen, evidence of their limbed ancestors. By 5 weeks, the body has begun to acquire scales. Six weeks on, and nearly ready to hatch. Look closely at the eyes. They're clouded over. The baby snake has grown inside the egg, and one of the first things it will do on emerging is slough its skin. At last, the big moment has arrived. The flicking tongue gives the infant its first smell of the outside world. It's August when the young grass snakes emerge. Winter and hibernation are only 2 months away. Before then, they must double their body weight and lay down enough fat to withstand the cold. There's no time to waste, and those that fail to find enough food will die. Unlike grass snakes, prairie rattlesnakes give birth to live young. The mother kept the eggs inside her body until the embryos were fully developed. So her eggs were never left exposed to the elements or scavengers. Instead, they actually hatched within her body, and she gave birth to perfect miniature snakelets. It's a great head start in life. But the young will now fend for themselves. It's just as well that baby rattlers, like all venomous snakes, are born with a portion of deadly venom and a mouth armed with fangs. The snake family contains an extraordinary diversity of killers, and some have even gone high-tech. Below the nostrils and eyes of this rattlesnake are 2 small pits. These are infrared heat receptors, and they can detect differences in temperature of as little as 1/1000 of a degree centigrade. ideal for hunting warm-blooded prey. As the rattlesnake moves closer to the mouse, the snake's heat-sensitive pits help pinpoint its position. And the snake is primed for attack. The strike is quick. The mouse bounds off, but the venom has sealed its fate. Its blood thickens, its heart strains, and its lungs cease to breathe. The snake will bide its time and use its forked tongue to follow the scent of the dying mouse. Its scratching claws and biting teeth, no longer a threat. Snakes may be potent killers, but they're also prone to attack, and there's no doubt that their number one enemy is man. In some ways, it's understandable. Poisonous snakes are a menace, and they claim many lives. What you're watching is a rattlesnake roundup in the southern states of America. Roundups like this have been carried out annually for at least 300 years. The first, in 1680, may have been necessary to clear dangerous snakes from areas around schools or homes, as new settlements spread across the continent. But today, they're more macabre entertainment than necessity. Sponsored by the local Chamber of Commerce, as many as 18,000 rattlesnakes can be brought in from one district alone. Many have been caught, not just at the time of the roundup, but earlier in the year, and saved up for this appalling circus. Whether you like snakes or not, whether you fear them or hate them, is immaterial when you see what happens here. They're needlessly slaughtered, beheaded for amusement. Even the extraction of venom serves no useful purpose, since it's not done under sterile laboratory conditions. The snakes provide skins for grotesque, pointless souvenirs. With up to 50 such roundups carried out across the continent, there may be as many as 1 million snakes killed each year. Even if a few rattlers survive, their future must be far from secure when faced with such regular, wholesale slaughter. Snakes are everywhere. Like it or not, they dominate our world, and they're here to stay. Since the dawn of civilization, humans have had a special relationship with snakes. It's one part fascination, one part fear. Over the last 130 million years, they've transformed from lizard-like creatures to the deadliest assassins imaginable. Deadly and beautiful, versatile and fascinating, they're beauties and beasts. And they're all primed for attack. Vipers inject venom in just 1/25th of a second. Pythons suffocate prey with their 30-foot bodies. Rattlesnakes use heat-seeking technology that we're only just beginning to match. And cobras blind their enemies by spitting their venom. But snakes have a gentle side too. We've seen a grass snake carefully hide its eggs. And a prairie rattlesnake give birth to miniature venom-tipped snakelets with an instinct to kill. Snakes terrify us, and for good reason. Every year over 1 million people are bitten, and 100,000 die. Yet for much of their lives, snakes are secretive, reclusive, and shrouded in mystery and fear. If you want to survive, know their secrets. You might think that lacking limbs would be a disadvantage when it comes to moving, but as this 6-metre python shows, snakes can reach the parts other reptiles can't reach. And snakes can be fast. The hissing sand snake is one of the fastest. Notable for neither living in sand nor hissing, it can travel up to 7 miles an hour in pursuit of prey or avoidance of predators. But don't panic. It's unlikely that any snake could chase and catch up with you. But some cobras have another unique method of defense. They can spit deadly venom with great accuracy, straight into the eyes of their enemies. It's the same venom they use to bite. At high speed and in a fine spray, this venom can travel 4 meters. So how's it done? And fangs can be huge. This gaboon viper has the longest of any snake. Reaching a massive 2 inches, they're long enough to stab through a man's arm. It's deadly, and victims rarely make it to the doctor. Pythons suffocate prey with their 9-metre bodies. I'll give an alternative read. Pythons suffocate prey with their 9-metre bodies.